Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. Today's Wednesday, April 22nd. We're going to do our daily call with Troy West, taking a look at the NBA playoff games tonight. Troy West, thanks for being back with us.
Hey, thanks, Pete. Yeah, slipped up yesterday, our first official losing day at the website in terms of the NBA playoffs, but nonetheless, it's just been an outstanding NBA playoffs, and I've got one strong play tonight, and I'm going to be fortunate enough to give it to you guys.
Really? Okay, well, yeah, these lines are very tight. The first game tonight, the Nets in Atlanta, this is an interesting one. The Nets did cover game one, even though Atlanta hit 21 out of 22 from the free throw line. The Nets hit 15 of 22 from the free throw line. Other than that, the Nets played pretty competitively, so a 9.5-point spread. We've seen how double-digit dogs have done so far this year, especially in game twos. Maybe the Nets cover again. What do you think?
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting ball game. You got to remember the Nets did out-rebound the Atlanta Hawks. They actually outshot the Atlanta Hawks in field goal percentage. So really, they could have actually won that game, but still lost by 7. And for quite a while there, Atlanta was in much control to cover until late. So that kind of, scratch your head a little bit if New Jersey doesn't shoot, if Brooklyn doesn't shoot as well in that game. I think they lose by 15 to 20 points. They did shoot extremely well. Can they keep that up in game two? That I do not know. For me, it's a pass. If I had to take it, I probably would go with Atlanta just because of the fact that they were still able to win a game by 7 points in which they were out-rebounded and outshot. We know Atlanta is great from the perimeter, and we know that they can out-rebound the Nets if they need to. I like Atlanta to win this game. I think it's going to be right around that number. Could be another 7-point win. So it's a tough one.
All right, sure. I think I would lean the Nets as well. Again, I agree with you, though. I'm not sure I'm going to bet it. And then Portland and Memphis. Memphis dominated game one. Portland looking like maybe they can't quite hang with Memphis. -6 or 6.5 is the line for tonight. If we see a repeat of game one, Memphis gets another easy cover. Is that what you expect?
This is a total pass for me. This is another really tough game. Will Portland lay an egg again? Perhaps, but man, it's a lot of points. I would expect Damian Lillard to bounce back in some form. He was absolutely terrible in game one. We know this Portland team's good. We know they can be competitive. They really haven't gotten anything going since the absence of Wesley Matthews. He's been out for some time now. This team's been extremely shaky since he left. So to bet Portland would be tough. They are getting 6.5, which is a lot for game two. I expect them, like I said, to be more competitive. But how can you go against Memphis the way they're playing as well? So for me, pass, tough game. But in the end, if I had to do it, I would probably go Portland just because it's a lot of points for a game two and a game that Portland has to be competitive and has to try to win this one.
All right, well, then I guess your pick for tonight is going to come from the most interesting game tonight, Spurs and Clippers. Right now, the Clippers 1.5 or 2-point favorites. Of course, Clippers blew out the Spurs in game one by 15. And the question is, in past years, the Spurs off a loss is a team you want to be betting on. Are the Spurs done here? Are they cooked finally? I don't know. Both teams shot poorly from the free throw line in game one, but the Clips shot much better from the field, over 50%. And they were 10 for 18 from three. The Spurs shot 30% in the 30s from the field, and they were 10 for 33 from three. So they did, they did make as many, but they took a lot more shots. The question is just, are the Spurs going to be able to make adjustments, or are they cooked? I don't know. I think I might lean towards the Clippers again. What's your pick on this game, Troy?
Yeah, Pete, I am going with the Clippers in this one. And I say that with a strong opinion on it. This Clipper team got what I think they needed in game one, Pete, and that was confidence. They finally have the confidence that not only can they beat the Spurs, they can hammer the Spurs. That game was never close. I think the Spurs team has shown vulnerability throughout the course of the year. They had that stretch where everybody thought that they were the Spurs of last year. I really thought that went away in game one, and I know it's just one game, but my God, the way Blake Griffin played, you're getting J.J. Redick shooting well, you're getting Crawford playing well. We know Chris Paul's one of the best guards in the league. This team is just stacked for the playoffs. And, Pete, let's not forget about this home court advantage. This home court advantage is probably right now one of the best in basketball. This place was absolutely rocking in game one. And as I said, Pete, confidence to beat the Spurs. They hammered them. I'd like them to win this game. It's a big, big game for the Clippers. They know they got to take both. I like them to get it done again tonight.
Yeah, that's the way it feels. Even if the Spurs do make some adjustments and improve significantly, Clippers only have to cover 1.5 to get to cash here. All right, Troy West from allplayswin.com, liking the Clippers -1.5. Thanks so much, Troy. We'll talk to you again tomorrow.